Alright, we are on the next part. We're on chapter 1. Coal is running out. The captain is dead. As he weakened, growing divisions brought city maintenance to a grinding halt. Now, New London is left to suffer the consequences. As steward, it is your charge to lead, but you must prove yourself. Overcrowded city is low on resources. Use this warmer year to build more shelter, secure coal, and power the generator back on. What? Okay. Frostbreak to a shallow coal seam and construct a strict turn on the generator. Construct new housing districts to address the lack of shelter. Okie dokie. Everything is. I don't like it. Got new buildings? What is this? Okay. Buildings. You can construct buildings in districts if there is an empty building slot available inside them. Buildings have their demand and output, which are added to the already existing economy of a district. Buildings can improve base output of a district, provide more food, or reduce problems directly. Initially, you don't have many buildings available for construction. However, the Research Institute is a building that is always available from the very beginning of the game. It provides you with access to the idea trait and a cumulative bonus to research speed. Developing new ideas is essential to the invention of new technology and new buildings. Be mindful of who is conducting the research, as ideologies of specific groups will influence the result of their work. They will come forth with a special variant of a building aligned with their views. Some buildings unlock abilities that can be used in the district where they are constructed, e.g. a hospital unlocks the preliminary triage ability. Okay, nice. Research Institute, okay. Central, Council, okay. Generator is disabled. You need to find some coal seams. Ooh, look at all this stuff. Cool. Cool. This coal? How do I know where coal is? I don't know where coal is. Is that coal? Fertile soil. A4. Is it infinite? What is this? Exposed to wind. Oh, that's cool. You like showing what this is? There's coal. Some coal. 72, 72, 70, like all 72 stuff. And this is just. Let's start building out these. And then we're probably gonna need more stamps. No cores, okay. Let's. More tutorials we missed? Oh, factions, okay. Some citizens, ignited by passion and strong beliefs, will organize and form groups known as factions. Factions are groups of citizens that are united by a common and clearly defined ideology, and will actively seek to implement it in all aspects of the city. Factions originate from communities and share some of their beliefs. However, they have opinions about the city's direction in all three fields, whereas communities focus only on one aspect. Factions are more radicalized and better organized, which can be advantageous in certain situations. On the other hand, if they disagree with your rule, their opposition can be more fierce. Factions will propose extreme or radical ideas to be implemented in the city. They will also engage in disruptions such as rallies or protests. Be sure to inspect and familiarize yourself with factions that appear in your city by clicking on their portrait at the bottom of the screen. Fervor measures how many radicals are active within a faction. These radicals increase tension. High fervor, whatever, can also lead to violence and even civil war. Fervor increases when a faction opposes your decisions and actions. To decrease this, you need to maintain very good relations with the faction for a long enough time. Use de-radicalize faction action with the community from which that faction origins, or use special ability in a prison building. To keep the control of the city in your hand, you need to understand the desires of factions in your city. Assess their fervor thing at all times and proactively try to keep them in check, unless you wish for them to rule the city. Sure. What else can I break? Some more stuff? Well, we already have these, so I don't... Build an extraction depot. Okay, how many? So that's probably gonna provide more. Okay. Housing districts. Heat. Where do I put this? It's 20 heat. Okay. We'll leave it at that for now. Heat stamps. Let's see what this is about. Heat stamps are a stockpilable resource that can be spent on frost breaking, funding construction, or when using specific actions. City collects, so it's basically like scraps. Sounds like. City collects heat stamps weekly. Every community provides its share depending on its size. The bigger the community, the more they contribute. This means that as the population grows, heat stamps income so increases. Heat stamps income can be increased by satisfying goods demand. It can also be modified by certain laws and buildings. You can request or donate heat stamps to communities and factions. Click on a community or faction at the bottom of the screen to see the list of possible actions. Probably look at these factions, huh? Click on them. Frostlanders. Adaptation is the only way to live in the frost. Fighting against the cold is futile. Will not give in to the hubris of machines. The frost makes steel brittle. We will adapt even if it requires sacrifice. And we got Faith Keepers. Rest to advance humanity equal as one flock. Tradition is our bedrock. We will build machines to carve our place in the ice. We will improve ourselves with technology. We will rip resources from the frozen earth to sustain everyone. We will bend nature to our will and we will thrive. Quality. The old world died. With all its inequalities, nobody should lay claim to vital resources. And in the frost, all resources are vital. To the city, and the city shall care for all. Quality. It's tradition. The world has changed, but not the people. The old social order has always been the glue that has held us together. It will keep us together still. With tradition as our foundation, we will rebuild society. New Londoners. Through technology progress, New London will thrive. Progress. We will build machines to... Okay. We have another thing. Expanding districts. Expand districts to increase their scale, both in terms of size and capabilities. Expanded districts are more efficient and provide additional building slots. Select a district to open its panel and click on the expand button. Then select new tiles around the chosen district to start the expansion. There are not enough adjacent space to select. The district cannot be expanded. Be mindful that housing districts have no building slots upon construction. Contrary to other types of districts, that is why you need to expand such a district at once to be able to construct any buildings inside of it. So then, ooh, look at that, those. Okay, you have to do something here, right? Build would be extraction. We need coal somewhere. What is this? Guard squads, okay. Stamps. Oh, coal's right there. So the demand is 110 to fill that. Okay. Can I build any? Am I getting enough? There's none available. Oh. Scrapping the barrel. Good work, Steward. We have secured a new coal depot. Deposit. It's part of the last main in New London. There are still some deposits left, but they won't last for long. We'll need to improve our mining to use it efficiently, but the city's communities are voicing different ideas about how to do it. We need to decide whose ideas are worth pursuing. We must choose a solution. Alright, so scraping the barrel. Expand an existing housing district. Okay. Build a research institute. Let's expand, I guess. No, I don't want to expand that. Expand this. No, let's expand this one. Expand it 3 times. I don't want to go up there. Wait, hold on. Nope. X. Let's get more of this cleared out of the way. I've registered as sick. Expand. That's expanding. Build a research institute. Looks like we got some stuff. The generator. The generator is the primary source of heat in the city. It requires fuel to function. Initially, your main source of fuel is coal, but later in the game you can research and discover different types of fuel, which vary in how much heat they provide. Generate uses as much available fuel as is needed to fulfill heat demand in the city. If you have more than one type of fuel available, the most efficient one will be used first. The vertical indicator on the left shows how much heat demand is fulfilled in gray. The red part stands for unfulfilled demand. In the case of heat surplus, a golden color will appear. You can also activate the generator overdrive, which temporarily increases the generator's efficiency, but also increases its wear. Be careful and turn overdrive off before the wear indicator on the right fills up and causes a malfunction, resulting in casualties. Okay, so this is the same as, what was this? Or that's furnace, yeah. Tension. Tension is located at the very middle of the bottom of the screen. It is portrayed by an orb that can fill with black liquid as tension rises throughout the city. Tension shows you how agitated and anxious people in the city are. Tension rises if other problems like cold, hunger, disease, squalor, or crime are high. Factions may also increase tension. It depends on their... The more they are radicalized, the more tension they cause. Besides, factions might engage in various disruptions such as protests. Be careful if your tension reaches the maximum limit. The city will fall into uncontrollable chaos. Tension level changes dynamically, so keep an eye on it, especially when it rises. Tension reflects the overall situation in the city, so the best way to lower tension is to improve the city. Decrease problems like cold or disease, or de-radicalize factions, lowering their fervor. You may also research certain ideas that will lower the tension. Search among buildings, political policies, or hubs in the idea tree to find adequate solutions. Okay. Research Institute. Where that? Okay. Construction. Building study unlocks the idea tree. Each institute improves research speed. I just put that anywhere. That specifically have to go over one of these. I'm not sure. Well, how do I... That's expanding. So should it go into housing? Not quite sure. Wait a minute. Is that how that works? What do you got to say? The generator wakes. A child is born. People gather around the generator tower as it wakes with a thundering shudder and bestows heat on us yet again. This is the heart of the city, our last line of defense against the cold. Our first hope for a future, any future. Steward, there's a couple who says their first child, a daughter, was born at the exact moment the generator sprang to life again. They called her Lily May. Ask that you bless her. You gave us hope back. Thanks to you, our child may yet have a future ahead of her. People are hopeful. A future for them after all. May your life be warm and winds spare your paths. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's done. So can I add something? Build slot. So. Okay. Expand, put building. Got it. We got it. We're figuring it out. Okay, so that's being built right. Construct the newly researched building. Research an idea for coal extraction. So I have to do these kind of in order. Research Institute construction. Idea tree. Research Institute unlocks the idea tree where new ideas and solutions can be researched. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issue. You need to decide which community will research a specific topic, resulting in an outcome tailored to that community. Choosing a community to research an idea will improve your relations with them. The amount of time needed to research may be reduced by building more research institutes. Each institute will increase research speed, but as you build more institutes, the incremental gain from adding a new one diminishes. You can also temporarily accelerate research by using the action Rush Researchers in a district with a research institute. Permanent change of research speed is possible by signing adequate laws or constructing buildings with such an effect. However, those means aren't available from the start, and you must research them first. Different ideas. Communities of New London. A small crowd gathers outside the New Research Institute, arguing about how to exploit the last coal veins. The Faith Keepers and New Londoners want us to lean on machine power mining, but the Frostlanders would have us pursue a more frugal solution. They would never display such disorder under the captain's rule. You have to choose who to entrust with developing their idea. The communities of New London have different perspectives. You may not be able to please everyone. Show me our options. You'll make my decision now. Decide later. Let's go into the idea tree. Idea tree. We need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issue. They will only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Choosing a community to develop an idea will improve your relations with that community. Go build machines to crew. What does this do? Frostlanders, take advantage of the natural property. Base land of housing districts is okay, that's normal. Okay, this is okay. And cool. This is what I need to research. Okay. Materials demand. Squalor is increased. Mining operation where residue coal dust is sucked up and compressed into resources. Heating coal, squalor is increased. More demand. Go with this one. Okay. Get tree. So that's that. Blasting coal. Can't really do much else, can I? Can I expand it? No, I need to. Let's try and get to these cold. Really want.
The Faith Keepers urge citizens to consider at all times what would the captain do.
Our stuff is good. So we need this one. resources. Okay. Let's clear this area. Okay. Deacon. 51 Priestess. Praying to the generator. Such relief to have you back on. O holy generator, provider and sustainer. Light our heart, our shining beacon. Hear our prayer. Make us instruments of your light, that we might fill the hearts of our flock with your radiance, and forever fight against the cold of the frost. May you forever warm our path. The generator is revered and beloved by the faithfulers. Still bad. So let's get some more over here. I'm gonna break this so I can get that one too. It's me. Let's go this way. Plastic coal mine, new building proposed. Okay. So let's pause for some more. Blasting coal. Wait, where did that? What's this look at? Zetgist? City direction. You can monitor the Zetgist, okay, of your city in the bottom left corner of the screen. This means Sphere of Time. Describes the direction of your city on 3 axes. Technology, economy, and society. Laws you pass, buildings you build, and choices you make, they all impact the thing. Wow. What's up, Sheila? I don't know how to get rid of this. How to undo that? Right. Your relations with them will change based on how their views are aligned with the current Zetgist. The more you develop the city in the direction they support, the more positively it affects your relations. To see what a given community or faction supports, click on their image At the bottom of the screen, hover over the icons above their name. Watch as your decisions shape the thing. Be on the lookout for scent which can tear your city apart. Okay, what are we doing now? One food district. Can I reach it? Oh. Expand that. Place to settle differences. With the new mine and the impending doom of depleting coal is postponed. Yet differences between communities remain. The weakening captain wanted to establish a council to settle them. He didn't live to see it through. False to you, Stuart. The people of New London want a say in how it's run. First decision, whether you should continue to lead the city. I read that, but I don't think I paid attention. Build the council hall. Is that a... How is everything? So we have... So it says available 230. The demand is 230. I click for more. Stockpiling coal. That's good. Food is that. We still need some more of those though. Resource depot. Temperatures. Be ready for temperature changes. Keep an eye on the weather timeline. Located in the top right of your screen. Okay. Thermometer icons represent temperature changes. When the temperature drops, heat demand increases in districts that demand heat. When temperature rises, heat demand decreases. Okay. Sure you have enough fuel stockpile to be ready for the temperature changes. You may construct fuel stockpile hubs to expand stockpile capacity for coal or oil. Otherwise, the coal may increase disease and eventually lead to deaths among your citizens. Besides temperature changes, be aware of whiteouts. Those are weather anomalies that introduce severe and punishing conditions. They are represented by wind icons on the timeline. So... This is almost a house.
An automaton has broken down and is blocked.
Broke down?
Are on their way.
What am I missing here? Force. Okay, this is about to be done. What's that? Looming cold problems in the city as the captain's authority weakened. Different groups started pulling the city in their own direction. New London grew overpopulated. Whiteouts ruined expansion attempts, and now coal is finally running out. Without heat and shelter, people will start freezing to death. Although the captain appointed you before passing, people are anxious. You're not up to the task. Prove them wrong, Stuart. Cold has risen to a concerning level. People may die or suffer frostbite. Provide shelter and heat to fight it. Tension is high. People are... How's it going, Rig? How you doing? Hope your day is well. I haven't seen you here in a while. How are you doing? Build the council. I need to do that still. I don't know where it goes though. Workforce. Okay, so we're gonna push it till this is done, and then we'll destroy this. I think it's their best bet. Deadly cold. Due to cold, some of our people have frozen to death. What? I think I was gonna do that anyways. 80 frozen to death. Deaths due to cold. Problems in the city. Stewart, a cold wave has taken lives in the city. People were found frozen not only in the open streets, but in some houses and workplaces as well. The air is thick with grief and anger. People fear the horror of years past will return until your leadership. They want the council to ensure new laws can help with fighting this crisis. Reassuring them would be prudent. People will continue to freeze to death until cold is brought down. Trust falls. That's not good. And then, okay, heat is down, obviously. We have nothing in stock. What am I waiting for? Waiting for this to be done.
Beware of frostbite. Keep your face and ears covered.
Okay, this is done, so we're gonna get rid of this. Demolish. So then we want to build extraction. The problem with that is I don't have enough people to make this. So do I have anything here? Heating, resource, Frostland City. Air transport. Society Watchtowers Hospital. Housing block. Frostland Scouts. Sawmills, hothouses, filtration. This might help with the heat. Okay, what do you got to say? When one door closes, the first crack. Steward, the Faith Keepers have begun their monthly processions, visiting each door in the city as a symbol of the captain's presence alive in every home. However, a select group of Frostlanders refuse to leave their doors open. We aren't getting in their way, we just don't want strangers barging into our homes, one says. We're all one flock under his wing, urged the priest. How can we be united if one of us steps away? What should we do? Support all doors open, stop the procession, not interfere. This is 2 and 1. I'm not sure what I should do here. So this is fixed. This is almost. Oh, that's not good. Still dead. Goods. We don't really work. We need shelter. So we need more houses. Is that the same? Yeah, extraction site. I mean, if I dig over here, build some houses. Deposits run low. Yeah, we know. Coal is running out. Steward, some of the coal deposits in this district will soon run out. The Faith Keepers and the New Londoners believe they can use explosives to access deeper veins of coal. Frostlanders say we should send children for mist ore in the tighter tunnels Some did this as kids themselves in the abandoned mines outpost, and they survived unscathed. Should we support any of these ideas to extend the depot? Access to lower levels, available coal, and all depots. Okay, so they both increased by 5. Well, this one increased by 15. We'll go this way. Okay, so this just gained more. Okay, cool. What is this bar for?
Do not be alarmed by any
Oh, it's about to
unusual
get cold.
noises coming from the generator.
I'm not worried about that.
Routine maintenance work.
Okay, something just popped up. District employment. Okay, district employment can be manually controlled in a district panel. Okay, cool. By selecting a percentage value, you can scale all operations in a district. This adjustment will reduce the required workforce and resources requirement, but also result in lower output. If full employment cannot be selected in the district, it means there is not enough available workforce in your city. To address this, you need to either reduce employment in other districts to increase the workforce. These workforce adjustments will affect all buildings in the district. Okay, so at 100%. Population increased. Oh, where's the tutorial? Population growth is a measure of how fast your city grows. It is both a combination of outsiders coming into your city as well as new people being born within. When population growth reaches a certain threshold, a population census will take place, noting an increase in your overall population, including workforce in the city. Favorable situation in your city. Without any significant problems like high cold or disease, increased population growth. However, when the issues in your city are overwhelming, population growth becomes stagnant. You can resolve that by improving conditions in your city or researching new methods to fight the most pressing problems in the end. Some laws also directly increase population. Good to know. So what does that mean? Houses. Yep. Okay, so we crack into here. I like to crack it. Go this way. Yeah, boy. Oh, what's going on here? The city grows. Population growth. Stewart, a new count has revealed significant growth in our population in recent weeks. Some attribute rise to an influx of settlers from the Frostland, others to births outnumbering deaths. Whatever the cause, we have adjusted our calculations of the city's needs to reflect new numbers. It's just fantastic, isn't it? Yeah, you're about out. It's fine. Is it fine? I don't know. Strict. No. You cut some more. And you rotate. Polar season heat demand is increased. Yeah.
Cold is coming.
Doing my best. Fire in the shaft. Coal is running out. Stewart, a fire has broken out in our coal mine. If we don't react, we'll lose the mine along with that depot. Some of the Faith Keepers engaged in the rescue effort. Insist we can still save the mine by cutting off the air supply to the shaft and suffocating the fire. But some of the child miners are still making their way out. They'll suffocate them too. Oh boy. After we deal with the crisis in the blasted coal mine, we will ensure these accidents do not.
A memorial will be held this evening to honor those who gave their
That's
lives
rough.
in the mines.
Sorry. Okay. So then I need to make a council hall. Or can I make a council hall? I think I want to make it increase. Good ogie. Rayburn, 32 Scout, daring to dream. We have a council, but will anything actually change? For years, the Faith Keepers have just had their way. But if this is a chance to block some of their idiotic ideas, we could show the city reason, convince them to adapt to the frost, to embrace this new ice age, and tear ourselves away from our addiction to the generator. I'll speak with the others tonight. Those who disagree with Faith Keepers' views gather and discuss how they can change the city. And so it begins.
Are now officially
A new voice.
recognized by the city. Evolver delegates will be
Evolvers.
joining the next council session.
527 Frostlanders have organized in a faction. These evolvers prize cold rationality, personal achievement, and adaptation to the frost by any means necessary. They dislike blasting cold. Their manifest, adaptation, the whiteout years prove we cannot rely on machines. We must improve until we have the strength to survive anything. Merit, coddling failure breeds weakness. We must instead reward accomplishment. Create reason. We must reorder all facets of life with clear minds and cold hearts. Unlock trained workers community action. The evolvers will train workers to drastically increase productivity. Good relations perk. Treatment assistance. Evolvers will periodically heal sick or injured workforce. They seek to pass hot houses, housing block, dense housing, showers. This is done, so let's no, where's this go? I'm so confused. It has an empty building slot. I don't know why I can't put anything in. This has an empty building slot. Oh. Central. Oh, that makes sense now. Now I understand. These tell you where they can go. That tracks a lot. George Fairweather, 17, crippled, missing his little sister. Lucy didn't come home from the mine. The last time it got cold, proper cold, I gave her my gloves. We huddled together. Mom didn't make it. I lost my hands to the frost, but Lucy was always strong. She took care of me then. 2 jobs, boxing in the arena, a real fighter at 13. She would have given herself to save that mine any day. Thanks to her, it's not proper cold. But how can I go on without her? Save the blasting coal mine from. That's good. That's something, right? I would like to How long is this recording been? 50 minutes? So we got that done. First council session, the city decides. Anticipation fills the air as the council opens. The captain ruled with a firm hand for years, but those times died with him. Now the communities of the city want their say. Faithkeepers are the only organized faction and have a strong opinion on everything. They are devoted to what they claim was the late captain's vision, a godly society built on progress, equality, and tradition. The New Londoners and Frostlanders clash over our survival strategy, though neither has a firm stance on economic or social issues. Now that the second faction has revealed itself, Faithkeepers must confront their presence and the influence of their delegates in the council. Based on your handling of the coal crisis, the first decision is whether you should maintain your role as steward. Oh boy. Oh boy, okay. The Council. When you return to the Council in the future, you will be able to propose new laws to vote upon. But for now, a special vote needs to happen. The communities of New London have to accept you as their leader. Be careful. If you fail, this will be the end of your rule. Click on a delegate to view their profile. Seek to pass. Who has the most power here? I love how Twitch can vote for this. It's funny. You are accepted 4, 21 hesitant, 74. Voting in 10 weeks. Hold Alt for the resource drawer. The Council. The Council is where delegates vote for laws, yeah. You can propose laws, however, they must be voted in by the majority to take effect. In some special cases, such as laws from the rule category, a 2/3 majority is required to pass the vote. Communities and factions will fight for or against different laws, depending on their views. You can learn more about them by clicking different communities and factions. Cons to Council view, there are a few different methods to affect how delegates. Okay, so I got there's 5 against. How can I negotiate? What do I have to vote for? Should the steward remain in power? Their terms, construct a building, blast and coal. To say negotiations, not all laws you propose will have widespread support. You can negotiate to have a better chance of a vote passing. After choosing a group to negotiate with, you can decide what to promise them in exchange for voting along with your proposal. That includes actions such as enacting a law they desire, building or destroying a building, or using an action towards a particular community or faction. Making a promise in negotiations make all hesitant delegates in the chosen community vote for the law. Additionally, some delegates who are against the law will also switch sides. The same logic applies if you want them to vote against the law. Factions are more monolithic and will not engage in negotiations about laws that are against their worldview. Am I missing anything else, am I? So oh yes.
Hear ye, hear ye. The votes are in. The measure passes.
Alright, fuel for the future. Steward, you shall remain then. Good, there are challenges ahead. Expanding coal extraction is a great success, but the vein will only last so long. We need to explore the Frostland for a permanent source of fuel. Otherwise, the city will have no future. Must find more fuel. Okay, so let's pause there. I think that's going to be it for part 1 of chapter 1. Thanks for sticking around. We're going to be switching to... Turn it off here. That's not what I want. It's over there. Anywho. Alright. Yeah, we'll start next on part 2.